Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Darcy's Misadventures with Mixed Media. And I have a collage challenge coming up that said something with red. And I thought, well, I'd like to make some of my own collage paper. I'm using Tim Holt collage paper, but you don't have to use that. You can just use tissue paper. You can use markers. You can use Posca pens. You can use just, that's not the one what is this called? Paint, acrylic paint. Probably could use watercolor and inks too. I don't know. Let's see what we can use. Actually, I already have a red one upstairs that I started, but you know, in case I never bring it down, it doesn't have to be anything special. You could just do X's. And then you have it for collage paper to go on top of something where you'll be able to see underneath it. Or even just circles, you know, little red bloody drops of circles. And of course, if you don't like mark making, if that's not your thing, you can also use stamps, you know, but it gives you some good collage paper. Let's see, what do I have for red? Red is mostly I have mementos in red. I got a couple red-ish distress inks, like candied apple. We could try that. And then, you know, I can use my Tim Holtz things and make even better little plus signs. And just do a bunch on some tissue paper. You can overlap. You don't have to overlap. Have a bunch of different patterns right next to each other. Let's see. I had my poke. Oh, and you could also, let's see, some bubble wrap. You could do that too. Do I have red paint? I do have red paint. Let's do that. That'll probably look nice and bloody, huh? Should probably do the white paint first, but you know, I started with red, so let's go in that direction. I just want a paintbrush that kind of goes flat. I don't really want to get stuff out right now. So, you know, that, or you could just put some on and I can overlap. This one is cadmium red. So there you go, got some red happening. Now, of course, the acrylic inks will be permanent. The distress inks will move if you decoupage with the wet glue on top. These are fade resistant dye ink. I guess we'll find out if they do that or not. I'm not hating this. Oh, I never did get new water either. Yes, the water's been sitting there for days. I need to get more water. But bubble wrap is fun to play with. There you go. Irregular circles. We like irregular circles. And now when I do my collage that says something red, I'll have some fun collage paper that I can put on there. What else can I draw? Let's see. We did X's. We got plus signs. We got dashes. We got circles. Could do triangles. Could even connect some of the triangles. We can make it so our pen works better. Does anybody else ever have like this little tip like keeps doing weird things? There's no right or wrong way to make just some fun pattern paper. My other one I did mostly swirls. And I've used this red pen a lot. So I'm not sure if I'm using it up or what. I do like these Posca pens. I have the fine tip ones too, but the problem with the fine tip ones is they spray. Like, let's see. And this one's probably a much brighter red too. Look, more mark making. But sometimes when you're writing with them, You can even just do swirls. This one's a much brighter red, even though they're from the same company. But the covers are different too. See? I don't know if you can tell. One's bright, one's dark. But you can just do squiggly lines. I mean, and anything on the tissue is going to be fun, whether you're doing stamping or what. Let's get another piece, because I want to do some with white paint and some cream paint. And I was going to ask where this was, but obviously it's just sitting right here, right next to me. This is the shiny side. So even most tissue paper has a shiny side. I usually do this on the non-shiny side. So let's do white. Whoops. And I usually have some kind of, oh my goodness. Ooh, that's a big one. I should save that for, I'm not gonna. Sorry, P. Oh, I'm tempted to do that, but let me find something round. I always have lots of round things. Why are there no round things right now? I know I have more circle things somewhere. I just not in the mood to go look for them right now. And I probably have something plastic I could do this on. But I need to clean, and you know, that's just how things are here. Yes, I had a oh my word. No, I did not come on prepared. I did not. It's alright. We'll just do this, moving around, and I can do this side, which gives me some bigger circles. Oh, I really like where they're like the big circles, but there's like, you know, light that will come through so that we'll see some of the pictures. And then also you can do this side. And see, you don't have to know how to draw. You can just use paint and a cover to one of your glues that you've used up. Then you can decide if you want your circles to be all lined up or random or what. Sometimes lined up, whoops, is nice, even if you don't get them straight. And then it sort of resembles some artsy paper that I've seen people use. I'm not sure what it's called. I know other people have done this. This is nothing new. I just wanted to do this. And yes, I'm going to take this washi that's not finished yet because I want that wider kind of a circle, which will make a different sort of a thing happening there. Kind of like that. There we go. Just some random, and then when you rip it up, you'll use whatever you use. I'll use some in a minute. I'll do something on something. So that's it with white. Let's try some cream. Because sometimes you want subtle. And there's nothing wrong with subtle. So, of course, the cream will mix with white a little bit, but that's okay. We just did the circles. So let me look for some squares. Oh, found one. Just use the bottom of my ink. Too bad I don't have one that's like empty, ready to go in the trash or something. But all right, I'm going to use the top of that cover again just to spread that out a little bit. And just go ahead and do some squares. Just find what's in your, oh my goodness. Find what's in your space. Try not to hit your microphone cord. Oh my goodness. My microphone cord is in my way. It's getting in my face. I don't like that. And you could line them up, or you could do something like this, which actually is kind of fun, in my opinion. And you don't have to make them perfect. And if you purposefully don't make them perfect, then you're not going to get annoyed when they're not perfect. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I just did that one up higher. It'll give it more interest. You know what I'm saying? All right, kind of like that. And let's see, what else? Let me do some this kind of a thing. And then if you got them fairly straight, don't know if I did, then don't have to do this part. You could just go to the next section. But I figured I'd get them a little bit straighter if I did this. See, and now you just put them right up next to each other. And you're going to have your little rhombuses or whatever. Diamonds. They're diamonds because we're going this way. I guess they're not exactly rhombuses because they are squares just on an angle, but still. That would be kind of fun. Also, we could overlap them. Like that. And if you got them even, it'd look even better, but I'm not going to be bothered. I can't worry about it. It was just too much pressure to make it perfect. So I don't. And it's going to be interesting. And that's what we're looking for, really, is just some interest. So you could leave it like that. You can add some stamping once that's dry. Probably a good idea if I wipe this off while it's still wet. That would be good. So yeah, just find something square and have fun with that. I'll put that aside to dry. And I thought I had Payne's Gray, but I don't. I brought Prussian blue down, which is good. I mean, that's actually one of our colors this month for our color challenge this month is the Prussian blue and yellow. So, I mean, maybe I want to make something with Prussian blue and yellow. Maybe I want to find my, there we go, a new piece of page here. I might make several things throughout the month that are Prussian blue and yellow. You never know. I will do a separate video, of course, because, you know, that's what I do. I had a brush. That one can get washed. I want to just do some lines, you know, just do, this makes it nice and random. They're just marks, just paintbrush marks on the paper. I know Rachel Roxy Creations does this kind of thing a lot, and they're a little bit thicker in some spots, which gives a little bit of texture too, because I have a lot of paint on the brush. I don't know, hopefully I'm in camera. Yeah, I am. Yay, not always. I do love Prussian blue. It makes me happy. And, you know how last month I was a little worried about potentially that the blue, the purple, and the turquoise could mix and do funny things. Well, depending on the yellow I use, it can definitely mix and do things that I may or may not want it to do. Depends on the greens. Because, you know, blue and yellow make green. And if I were to use a yellow ochre, it's going to go froggy almost every time. If I use a lot of yellow, might be able to get a lime green. But there is there's a little bit of green in this particular Prussian blue already, it feels like. Just some dashes. I got too much paint on there now. We're going to go for it. We're going to go with it. This is probably a watercolor paint brush or something. I don't know. Thought that's what these light blue ones were, but it's hard to get. I wanted kind of a, this particular brush was not giving me a nice straight line. Trying to just do dashes. Dash away, dash away. Just going random. I mean, I'm going to tear the edges probably anyway. So let's see. Let's find a brush that we could use the other end of the brush. And just do some, well, try to do some polka dots. They're not regular, they're irregular, aren't they? This particular brush is not giving me what I was hoping for. Oh, that's a little better. I went ahead. There we go. Now we're cooking with acrylics. Don't cook with acrylics. It's not recommended. I hope everybody is well. I'm going to try to get some videos made so that you'll still have stuff to watch when I'm up in Massachusetts, but I can't guarantee it. There'll at least be one that week, if nothing else. Oh, plus, let's see, plus the Makers Creative Collab will come out that Saturday that I'm driving home, so that I'll be making this week. So I will also try to have a process. I'll try to do what I make on video this time. I didn't with the I Spy one that I did. I did not. All right, see, this is very tedious, but it'll make some fun collage pages. So I might finish that row, but I'm not going to make you watch. Let's see, what else could we use to make marks? Or to paint with, like maybe a paintbrush that works better. Let's see, what's this one? Maybe if it was wet, it would be a little bit easier. All right, see, but all that did was fluff that up. What is wrong with that brush? Well, I'm not a good brush mama. That could have something. I want to do some X's. There we go. That one's going to give me at least a line. This is how I do X's usually. If I'm doing like a whole bunch of them at once, I will just do the one line. Sometimes I'll do more than one row. And then I'll come back and do the other line. That way, at least the angles are somewhat similar. And I definitely like the way paint does X's more than a pen, even a paint pen, because you just get that rougher, you know, it's I don't know, I just like it. Irregularity of the lines, I guess. So, I mean, X's, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You got some X's, super easy. Which means also that your plus signs are also going to be easy. I mean, you can even stop there. You don't even have to go across with pluses, because these are actually kind of thick for pluses, but that's okay. We'll try it. I told my boys I was going to be recording, but they're both home today, and they like to talk to each other when they're home, and I'm not going to stop that. Because the one is always working, and the other one's always home with no one to talk to. Alright. They're sort of pluses. If I had a thinner brush, I might like that a little better, but I don't hate it. I would still use it. What else can we do? Well, if it was, let's see, do I have I should. What's this one? That's a tall one it's one I've never used, so it shouldn't be messed up like all my other ones. Oh, that's not one that you would make. Oh, I wanted I can't remember what it's called. The round one. Oh, let me try this one. I should be able to do it with this might be one of the, I don't know. We'll see what we can do. Now, if I wanted like wider ones of those, this is a wider brush, so it would be good for that. And I kind of like the little bits that kind of flare off because the hairs are a mess. It works for that. I wanted to do some leaves, but I'm not the best at leaves. So I was going to try with this brush, but this is not the best brush for leaves either. You could even just push it down. which gives you something quite interesting. Look at that. Isn't that fun? That's fun. And the reason I wanted to do it on tissue paper is so that whatever I put behind it will still show. I need to find the, oh, well, no, that's not the watercolors. All right, let's get a new piece. I don't know, I'm having fun. You guys having fun? You just, hopefully you're playing along, or at least, you know, maybe gaining a little bit of confidence as you watch to do it yourself. Let's see, we can start by putting on jet black. I'm looking for my ink. Oh my goodness, come off the shelf. All right. And so you definitely want to use permanent ink to do this. And I'm trying to do it off the paper so I don't get that ink on the paper like I sometimes do. And I'm not going to go all in one direction. That kind of got doubled up. Double vision. Just thought I'd put it on there in a few places. And the rest, I can just kind of do a little bit here and there. Something like that. Alright, so that's one, which then we could layer with more inks or with paint. You can do both. You don't have to do just inks or just paint. I mean, I don't. I don't tie myself to just one thing or another. Let's see. That brush is messed up. Oh, that brush had the red in it. But, oh, here, let's try this one again. We didn't get that one wet, though. Maybe it needs to be a little bit wet. Just want some leaves of some sort, because it's just not the right brush. I'm getting very, yeah, the brush is, it does not give me smooth lines like I want. That's the problem. Yeah, it's the brush. We're just going to keep blaming the brush. It's not user error at all. Why would you think that? I'm just trying to make a leaf. Leaves shouldn't be that hard. I mean, they're a little bit easier with watercolor, but, and the right brush. This is not the right brush. There we go. Just random leaves, because why not? Oh, if you want to see, I know that Carrie Mixed Media, Carrie Gibson Art. She just did the tissue paper thing with all the stamping and stuff. I think she called it making her own Tim Holtz paper. I'm just making collage paper, not necessarily Tim Holtz, because I'm using paint and his does not have paint. But similar idea. It's just that, you know, don't be afraid to mix and match your. Now, because if you are gonna decoupage on this with wet glue, then you do want to probably not use watercolors that are gonna move when you get it wet. I thought somebody said the Inktense ones were permanent, but acrylic paint is definitely permanent. And then I don't have a marker this color, do I? Because that would make it easier for me if I did, but I do not have an acrylic marker this color, and the Tombow markers would not work because they are, what's the word I want? The acrylic markers are, alright, I've got this Archival ink, which is a similar-ish color. So I'm wondering if I can get, nope. What could I use? Any ideas? Alright, I don't want to use my Tombow brush. I was hoping there was a watercolor brush up there. And there is. Alright, get that a little bit wet. Get some ink on there maybe? Nope, we're just getting wet. We're not actually getting... Oh, but if I had the, ooh, let me go see if I have it, because that would work. I have some Archival inks. Refills. Yeah, I might have a few Archival inks, because I bought a pack, like, figured they were cheaper that way, so I have colors I might never use, but I have colors that I will use. So this whole top section there is the Archival refills. So I pulled some out. And the thing about these is they're not going to move, which is nice. So I've got crushed olive. I think I'll do some more leaves. Shake it up. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Shake it up. Then I can use them like watercolor, but they're not going to move. I don't know. Why didn't I think about this sooner in life? I don't necessarily want all that water in there. I don't know. Let's see. Just get some more leaves going. Just some random. Wow, it is really dark when it's the refill ink. It is a lot darker. That's all right. I turned the paper so that I don't make all the leaves the same direction, and I try not to think too much about it. And I could even come in later. Okay, I just realized one of my issues here is that it's going through the paper, which is causing some issues with picking up, but that's all right. It'll just add to the interest. Just making some leaves. Like I said, I can come back through and play with the leaves and add some doodling later if I want to. I also wanted to maybe connect them with lines if I can. Let's see.
Hey, by the way,
maybe. I don't necessarily want them to be, there we go, here, like this more. Just trying stuff. I never said I was good at this. Never claimed. But, you know, you're going to rip it up into smaller bits, so you won't necessarily see all the weird things. That's the wrong end of the leaf, but oh well. I do want to use all the little parts that I did pull out of here, though. All the little, I don't want to waste any of that ink. That's what I'm trying to say, I think. See, that one makes more sense. These are a little weird. My ink's starting to dry out. That's over here. The little bit that's there. Alright, let's see. Wipe down some of this. Hey, it's colorful anyway. And what else could we add? I wish I knew where my polka dots. Well, we'll just use these little polka dots maybe, and do some more. Oh, we'll do some Seafarer. Get some more of this blue color in here. Just kind of. putting it around every which way. Doesn't matter exactly where it ends up. There'll just be some like, I'll just keep saying it over and over. It'll just be collage paper that we rip up later. Oh my goodness. Annoying much, am I? No? Yes? No? Maybe so. Do I have a crushed olive kind of a green in here? Is the question. It doesn't have to be crushed olive. It could be, let's see, fern green, leaf green. One of these might be a little more green than I want. Which one is, that one is fern green, and it's that color. This one's brighter. Maybe that's too green. Maybe some sepia. I got it up there too. I got lots. All right, we got circles. Now we can do some squares. Square off here a little bit. I know, usually I'm like trying to be more lateral with this, but I don't know, not caring as much. And you know, you can do your tissue paper all one color, or you could do it multiple colors. I think just have fun with it. But this is what I was really wanting. You know, this is more what I was starting with, going for, and then I just went off on a tangent like I do. So there, we've got some multicolored, got some red, some blue, some off-white, some Prussian blue, and some white. And I did say I would use some of it on something, right? And some suggestions on what to do. Acrylic paint markers, acrylic paint, Archival distress ink, whether it's the pads or the refills. And then I guess we'll find out later if the Memento permanent dye runs when we put it on something. Let me grab just a little piece of cardstock or something. Oh, you know what? We have these watercolor. What if we were to, this has circles. What if we were to add a little bit of a circle action on here? And just kind of a stripe down where there's more solid color over here. Of course, this is distress ink, so it will move. But, oh, well, we'll just use this. Nope, not the modeling paste. It's not what I thought it was. I thought that was going to be the drier matte medium, heavy body. Heavy body matte medium, if you don't want a lot of wet, is kind of the way to go. But I think mine might be dried out. Yep, it is. I think I got it back in 2020 or 2019 even. Potentially. So, I should have. It's not here. I've got a bottle of gel matte medium that I just keep in. Oh, that's the clear. I have something in one of these that's all right. You know what? We'll just use what everybody has. We got some Mod Podge. All right, close your ears. Oh, there, that helped. Yep, that's a trick I learned from Lisa of It's Only Paper. To do that, to get your cover off. And I'm going to wash my paintbrushes right after this, so I'm not too afraid of. All right, I'm going to do this on the paper so that I have the wet on there as little as, move it on there as little as possible. This feels like it could actually have a little water added to it. This lovely, whew, stinky. Yeah, I've had this even longer. I've had this probably since my kids were little, and they are 22 and 27. I don't think I've bought more Mod Podge in all that time. All right. Come on, go where I put ya. Well, you can get a little texture on there too, apparently. So you could put it on something that you've inked. and adds a little something. Or you can even put it on something that you've collaged, and I've got tons of that too. Let me pull out my unfinished ephemera here. Just find a piece of collage paper which could use a little interest maybe. And maybe the off-white one. Where's the off-white one? I had them all here a second ago. They couldn't have gone that far. Okay, we have off-white down here, so let's put some off-white up on this side. Oh, I forgot to do the top coat on that other one, didn't I? Alright. See, this was on paper, so, I mean, some of it's printed paper, and so that could move, potentially, because, you know, inkjet printer, that's what you gotta watch out for. Alright. When it dries, it should look a little bit different too. Let me go over the top of this one so that it will hopefully... Oh, apparently that paint was not quite dry yet. Kind of wanting to... I don't mind that it shows a little white in the background. Whoops. Since I have the rough edge. That is a crinkle. It's a wrinkle. It's not hair. They look like hairs. It's so weird. It adds a subtle little something when you use the white or the cream. And let's get another piece of unfinished ephemera and do a darker. Oh, also, if you have something like this and you still want to see your number through, that is fun. And maybe that one. That's got some blue in it, so we could even put a little bit more blue. Let's see, these are kind of going at an angle, so maybe we want to go more. Yeah, it's kind of a different blue. Oh, it's got a little bit of red though. Let's try a little bit of red. Ooh, we're going to find out if these plus signs, which are the permanent memento, find out if they will... I already got that. Oh man, you know what that means? You don't. I do. It means that my... Oh, shoot. That my glue brush is going to have dirty water on it. But also, when I just said, oh, shoot, it's because, you know, it just came off the... Because, of course, it did. Why wouldn't it? And you don't have to overthink it. Like these, I'm not overthinking. I'm just plopping it on there. And, okay, here's the moment of truth. Do the memento permanent ones run? So far, so good. Now, the rhubarb, even though it's a permanent one, it does tend to run no matter what. But this one was either, I think, not Love Letter. I think this was the other one. Might have been, I'm not sure. But it was one of the ones with the black bottom. On this one, let's use a little bit of this. Mede. Just kind of have it going up. Well, we got blue on this side. Should we bring some blue to this side? Maybe? Maybe. Ooh, got a lot of glue on there. These are probably oxides under here. Kind of surprised they're not moving more than they are. Actually don't notice much movement at all right this second, so not bad, not bad. In the hope when we go over it, oh, you could also use the backs of tissues. You know, when you're doing your tissue collage and you get the white backs, and you're like, what can I do with these? This! You could do this with them. Totes. And there you go. You're just recycling at its best. So you can still see a little bit of the number coming through there. And that just adds a little bit while keeping the background showing. This, it's added a little bit of texture. When it dries, I'll just come in and probably just rip it off, or it's better to do it when it's dry. But another thing I do is to use like a nail file sandpaper, just Lucas sandpaper, which is why I have like the little, like this kind of a thing. I have these. I don't use them on my fingers. I just use them to rough things up. Things. I'm not going to say her. Tina Shabby Dabby Doodar sometimes will refer to something she's, well, actually it was a picture of a lady. It was a long time ago. And she's like, I'm just going to rough her up. And I'm like, oh no. No, that's not right. Anyway, I hope that you will go play with your things, find some backs of napkins or tissue paper that you saved from Christmas. I don't know where I put mine or what to use that. Or if, like me, you bought a bunch of the Tim Holtz collage paper when it was half off because it was going out of, because they don't sell it anymore. But I only used it because that's what I could find. I would have used regular tissue paper if I could find it. You could even do this on vellum. You know, just all the different fun techniques, and just, you know, go have fun. Go paint, make marks, glue stuff, and have fun. I hope you all have a delightful day. Love you.